Hello, 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 my beautiful friends out there. It's so great to see you today. This is Lorelei Fenton, and I am your roving Ancient Awakenings reporter. And in my private life, I'm a transformational personal growth coach, which really means get rid of your inner obstacles real quick. I also love to sing, so sometimes I am the singing personal growth coach. So today we're going to talk about a really poignant channeling which happened on June 17th, 2018. And this time we were visited by one who serves, but it was a different individual than we normally have. As you may or may not know, one who serves is a conglomerate of individuals who prefer to remain anonymous as a sort of example of the oneness of all of us. So some of us had this strange but really strong experience of knowing this individual and a kind of a strong fondness for him, guilty as charged here. One who serves told us that he came to discuss this question of manifesting because they have been feeling our consternation at feeling like we cannot materialize what we want here in this dimension. And the reason it's so slow, he said, is because we're still manifesting in the 3D illusion, inside of that illusion, where it takes time to bring what we want into being. We want to say apple, for instance, and have apples appear in our hand. And this is what they actually do. But we have a buffer time because we're still doing things and trying to manifest in the old paradigm. So to manifest as they do, he says, we must imagine it, we must create it and see it fully in our minds. Then most importantly, we must know that it is already granted and coming. Now, if we don't know it and expect it, we won't get it. That's an interesting twist to the equation, right? We've heard a lot about how to do this, but this is a real big piece of it. So we can't just do all this stuff. We have to actually know it will work. Yes, that's very interesting. So how we do that is another question, but then another thing, when we ask for something or we want something, we must also get ourselves into the higher dimension. We must feel the energy and the love and the connection to our higher self and the connection to nature herself. And this is going to have things manifest much quicker. And one who serves says that we are already moving out of 3D and manifesting a lot quicker. And the further we get out of 3D, the quicker it will get to manifest. And there was a good example of this on the phone before the channeling. A woman expressed that she did not have the money for the advance, even to be on the phone line. And she was then given the money, not because of her speaking, which was, I cannot do it, but it was because the vibrations on the call were so high that someone spontaneously offered to assist her, even though she didn't consciously ask. That's pretty cool, huh? Woo! That's the good stuff, right? So the universe will provide if we allow the process. And one who serves says that this is the great secret that's been kept from us for many, many ages. But we have now come out of the dark ages and into the light. And we are holding that light and spreading the light and anchoring that light, which will bring us to the new golden age of Gaia. Yes. And it's about love, we're told, and raising the love and knowing we are the love. We are the way, the truth, and the light, or life, as this new timeline now tells us. We have changed timelines, by the way, which is why many of us remember that particular quote as light, while others believe it's always been life. If you want more information on that, look up the Mandela effect. That's pretty amazing and pretty interesting. So back to one who serves. He says we will get what we want when we allow the process, if, here's a big if it is for our highest good and the highest good of those around us. If we don't get it, it may not be for everyone's highest good right now. So we can accept what happens with grace, knowing we are being led somewhere for our highest good. And we're also told, by the way, that we each have certain lessons to learn, and it's not about anyone else teaching us. It's about what we want on a higher level, what we choose to bring forth or bring forward or remember. So it's in ourselves and not outside. Just like if we go to a regular doctor and he just treats the symptoms, for instance, he can't really heal us. Only we can heal ourselves. And we heal ourselves by finding and healing the root cause. It's really interesting, isn't it? So, then, one who serves then opens the floor to questions. And I particularly told him I had this great experience of love for him when he came on. So I must know him somehow, and I don't know how. And I asked him about this oval rainbow I see around myself. And it's after I do a meditation, which I call the egg of light meditation. And I literally envision pumping light from the universe into this huge egg around me. And I wanted to know what that light was, if it was my aura or something else. And how could it be my aura if it is the same colors every time? It's literally a rainbow every time. And I've heard that auras change colors, so I wasn't sure how that could be my aura. So one who served said the aura does change as consciousness shifts, and it expands out more and more and more. And in terms of this light, we are each able to manipulate it. As we get into the higher and deeper states of meditation, we're able to take this light and manipulate it and expand it more and more and more. And we even can create cities with it. So wow, now it seems that this must be a general idea of how these cities of light come about. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. So we're also told that because of this light that we carry, we actually spread the light even by walking into a room. As we raise our vibrations, we're bringing in and spreading this light out more and more and more. And this is why the ascended masters and yogis and such are seen to have a light around them. This is the origin of the concept of a halo, which we see in images or we hear about. And we were then told, by the way, that as we work with the light, we're adding to the aura. Yes, but we're not creating the aura. It's very important to understand that the aura creates the body and not the other way around. Wow. And I see light all the time in my meditations, light and light and light and light. And I go, why am I not seeing the images or whatever? But actually the light is pretty cool because the light is a powerful thing. So we use our imagination and visualization to spread and create things with this light. And that's a pretty amazing thing. So here's a good question that was asked. How specific do we have to be in our visualizing? And one who serves told us it's good to be specific and also to leave room for the universe to provide. And the advance was used as a good example. It was recommended, by the way, that we all go. So one who serves basically said that a good strategy, if it was the advance, for instance, is to know how much the advance is and how much it will cost and put that out there and believe it will come. He also said that we want to change our speaking. We do not want to say, I don't have the money, or I can't create it, or the money doesn't show up, or whatever in that kind of realm. He said also that we have to change our whole story about how life is. We have to start telling a brand new story of abundance to everyone. And life will change when we change our story. That's pretty cool as well. And I've experienced that very, very much in the work that I do and the work that I've been around for about nearly 20 years. So then we had a question. Why is all this great upheaval and change happening in my life? That's what one caller said. Everything's changing all at once. Why is that happening? And the basic answer was, it's time for those changes. It's time to let go of the old stuff and move on. And your higher self wants that. And he or she wants the growth of that. So don't fight it. Go with the flow. If we fight it, it's going to be harder and the negative is going to persist. So let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. So, then a person had met a woman on a trip, and she had asked him to throw her certain crystal in the ocean at some point whenever it felt like the right time to do it. Now, as we heard from one who serves, this was a sort of ashes to ashes, dust to dust situation. The woman knew from previous lives about white witchcraft and about crystals, and she knew and felt the crystal needed to return to its origins in the ocean. So she used this particular man to bring that about. Another person had a dream about the Council of 12, which we know from previous channelings means you are on or will be on the council. And she was told by Randy in the dream, Randy's a group member, she was told that she had to be accepted by her first. Now Randy, said one who serves, was actually symbolic of Sananda, who okays everyone to be on that council. Then in the dream, the woman was welcomed by everyone, so apparently it was a go for her. And she saw a short little man there. And one who serves says, this man represents an ET from Andromeda that this person particularly is connected to. So isn't it cool how we have all these non-human friends and families out there, right? So then, one who serves further added that many of us have seats on those councils that we are actually occupying, or the seats are reserved for us already. It seems that we will work much more on that idea of the Council of 12 with Sananda at the next advance. And then on another note, if we're seeing numbers over and over again, this is probably showing us that synchronicity and change is in our lives. It's showing us that synchronicity and that change. And the more we see this synchronicity, the more the awakening process develops and we raise our consciousness. And this person who brought up this question was also told, as for difficulties, he will overcome the ones he has as long as he allows himself to overcome them. And I'm sure that's probably true for all of us, as long as, of course, it is in our highest good to overcome at the moment. So here's an interesting thing. One of our callers never sets an alarm because he has an alarm clock in his head. And the alarm literally rings by vibrating his pineal gland to wake him up. How cool is that? He doesn't need MapQuest because he follows his inner knowing just like a map. He even knows when the police radar is ahead of him. I really want that one. How about you guys? I have also had similar experiences of following what I call this light, heavy energy on many occasions. People have called this reading the Akashic record, which, as I personally understand it, is feeling the energy of things. And we could check that with one who serves at some point. But anyway, this light, heavy thing has been so successful for me that I often use it exclusively in making my decisions. And apparently, says one who serves, these are the kind of magical abilities we all have. You know, we disconnected from all of this to come here and forget who we are, but we never really disconnected. And it's all available to us all. And we are one. We and the Father are one. Whatever the Father can do, we can do. And once we really know we and the Father are one, we are fully ascended. And all of this will come back to us naturally. But right now, it's coming back slowly. In the past, by the way, we have been told that the Father, as Jesus spoke of him in the quote, I and my Father are one, was actually his higher self. So, of course, our higher self is also one with prime creator source, right? So any way you cut it, it all works out. And do you remember, by the way, do many of you remember the beatitude about the meek of heart inheriting the earth? Well, guess what? We are the meek of heart. Yes. We have not been in the forefront. We have often not been first. And many of us have often been last. But now we are the way showers. We are becoming the first as we open our hearts and share and spread the light. So it is in this way that we are actually inheriting the earth. Wow. So you know what? Now I see something. Now we can finally be grateful for wherever we thought we had failed all these years, right? Because we actually had to fail so that we could be last, so that we could then move to the front to be the first at this historic time. And now we claim this amazing, this birthright, this inheritance. Wow, that's really amazing, isn't it? Ah, woo! So here's a whale of a tale for you, by the way. One person went out on a boat and was surrounded by thousands and thousands of dolphins and even a bunch of whales. They seemed to be, as he felt it, communicating to him. And so they were, said one who serves. Now that we're moving up in vibration, the aquatics are also working with us to assist us. And as they seek out those and connect with those of us of a higher vibration, they open the ancient communication channel that used to be there between the aquatic world and human beings. How cool is that? Well, I don't know about you, but I really want to swim with those dolphins. I'm not kidding. So how about that, universe? Can I put in an order for swimming with the dolphins and possibly, doing the breaststroke with the whales? How about that? Done, given, it granted, right? So then, this particular individual with the dolphins, he said that he felt that he had been healed of his sickness by the dolphins. And one who serves confirmed this and said it was because of the very high vibration of dolphins. And he also said that to be near the ocean itself, or in it, or with your feet in the sand, feeling that is very healing because of the healing negative ions. So when we're sick, we should head right for the ocean to get well. And we're also told that as long as it's not uncomfortably hot or cold, like really miserable for us, we will then feel much better. And we're also told that if we live near the ocean, it would behoove us to get there often and to meditate there and to raise our vibrations there. And this, along with the negative ions, will bring us to a higher state of consciousness and heal whatever ails us. And we're also told that if we want to live longer, all we have to do is find ourselves in the higher vibrations as much as possible, and that will take years off of our lives. Sounds like a plan to me. How about you? Oh. Two of those dolphins, by the way, this person said, came right up to the boat and raised their bellies to him. And one who serves told us that this was their way of surrendering and showing him, as a dog does, that they trusted him and were making themselves completely vulnerable to him. All I can say is I really, really wish I were on that boat that day. Wow, what an amazing experience. Woo! So here's something else. Something big is going to happen at the advance. We don't know what, we don't know what it is, but it has to do with the timing and convergence of the opening of the Lion's Gate portal with the summer solstice. And a new gate will have opened up there. And that is the only hint that they can give us right now. Woo! woo, wow, we have really got to be there. Don't we really have to be there? We have to be there. Unless I'm on some other really, really important mission, I'm going to be there. So then one who serves told us that the reason the galactics have not come down to us yet is because the vibration isn't high enough yet. At this point, they'd actually have to lower their vibrations to a level that would be uncomfortable. And it feels pretty lousy for us to be in the lower vibration. So you can imagine what it is to those who are used to the higher vibration. And to do it like that, we are told, would also leave them vulnerable to these vibrations here. So they will meet us part way in lowering their vibrations, but only to a point, right? And we're also told that the more we go through the transition and raise our vibrations, the more they can come and show themselves here to us. And perhaps, we're told, they can give a full manifestation at some point. Wow. And that's a hint, by the way, for us, but no more can be said on that. Wow. So then our wonderful one who serves released the channel, sending us peace and shantis and a reminder to be the one. And that was such a great channeling, wasn't it? And I love doing this because I get it twice as powerful when I write it and then share it with you as well. So thank you for the opportunity and for listening to my videos. And God bless you all. Keep raising those vibrations, get to the advance, make it possible. And I personally send you love, light, joy, peace, fun, play, ease, and enormous, luscious, delicious well-being and prosperity. Woo! Have a great, great day.